everybody, I'm Ryan Wild and I'm from the Superior Networks Training Personal Development team. Today we're going to be doing episode 3 of an introduction into Visual Basic. First of all, you will need to open up your project we worked on last time. If you didn't save it, you need to go back to the last tutorial and you need to basically do it again, because that's what we're going to be working off of probably at least this episode, maybe in the next episode as well. So, to start off with, if you haven't opened Visual Studio, open Visual Studio and then open your project, and if it came up on the right screen it would be looking like this. So, that's what we need. What we managed to get last episode was a basic calculator type thing where you can add two numbers that will give you an output. What we're going to do today is go a bit more into detail on how this if statement works and the way that we're checking to make sure that this string is actually a number. The important thing to note, as I've been recently informed, is that a string can quite often take up more space in memory than a decimal or a short or a long. That won't be a problem for anything you're doing unless you're running your computer on like 10 meg of RAM free, and in that case I recommend that I introduce you to 21st century. So I'm going to guess you all have 1, 2, 3, 4 gigs of RAM free, and you will probably never really touch that. But it's just important to know that a string will take up more storage space in memory than a number, an integer, or anything like that. That's normally, to be honest, why we don't use a string, and because it's harder to use a string for mathematical use. That's why we are having to basically ask in this if statement, is number 1 a number? If it is, then add it all up. If not, you're basically an idiot and you need to use a number in a calculator, because A plus B may equal C in some person's mind, but on another person it might equal Z or G or the square root of pi times itself, which would be pi, I think. Would it? I don't know, someone can tell me that. So, for those of you who have never used an if statement before, basically what we're asking is if, then everything, and this is what I keep forgetting to do because it's quite nice like that, if everything between those brackets is true, then do this. Now, if you're also following along with the Java tutorial, we might have done if statements by the time you're watching this. It depends when I'm recording and uploading and how I mix and match them together. But in quite a few other languages that I will at least be going through, you won't see that then. It will be a curly bracket, or curly brace, I think they're technically called. Okay. I can't quite remember what I was going to do. Oh, yes, I do. I want to introduce you to one more console doc for the time being, because it will allow us to further improve this project and probably any other projects you're looking to do, and that's something called console.clear. And as I'm sure you can guess, it'll clear the console. So, I want you to add console.clear after your if statements. So I wonder if you can see line numbers. That's irritating. I want line numbers now. So yeah, 1 after the first if, 1 after the second if. And what that will do when we execute the program is mean if I do 50 plus 36, I accidentally type that in, it will then say it's equal to 86. The next change we're going to make, just to further improve the program, is to remove the line on that. And what that should now do when we pull it on, I do 50 plus 50. Oh, that's not right. That was right, sorry. I think that's how I want it. Let me just double check. No. That's what I wanted to do. Okay, so I want you, on the one that says console.writeLine, the two numbers added together is equal to, I want you to put a space after that. I don't need to delete the line. And then when we run it, if I do 100 plus 10.2, it's going to say the two added numbers together is that. And just for nice formatting, just add in a console.writeLine. Like so, with nothing in it. And yeah. So as I execute, 50 plus 60,000 million quadrillion lots of numbers, it will just put a blank line there. And it just kind of cleans it up a bit. It makes it look a little nicer. Right. What should we do now? Yes, let's kind of improve a lot. So add a load of enter at the top, and I want you to write console.writeLine. Please select function. I also want you to add a dim, select as string, and I then want you to do a sleep, so threading.thread.sleep, and we'll say for 4 seconds. Then I want you to do a console.clear. Then I want you to do console.writeLine, and I want you then to say 1 or 1 addition. Okay. What I then want you to do down here is do an if. So if first I want to do is numeric. I'll first check if it's numeric. What have I not done? What have I done? Okay, doesn't work. What have I done that's incredibly stupid? Let's copy that for now. So if it's numeric, select. Oh, then I want to, sorry, I want to add underneath the console write line, I want to do a console read line. And I want that to be select equals that. Oh fuck. What? Okay. Don't use the word select. Bad choice of words. That's what it is. So I want you to do if the numeric, then just for debugging purposes we'll do console.writeLine. It is a number, and console.readLine. Else, we'll make it a little nice and just say invalid selection. And yeah, that'll do. Right, so if I just put that in my space. So what we're doing so far is we're asking it to select the function, it'll sleep, then it'll clear it, and it'll just say 1 addition. Then we want to do that. So, as we run it, it's going to say please select a function. 1. It is a number. And it should then proceed to try and run the program. Yeah. That's what I was hoping for. So, what I then want to do is delete out what was in there. I then want you to run another if, and I want you to say if select is equal to 1, then we're going to cut and paste from there to there. So you should end up with this. The only thing you don't want to cut is that please welcome blah de blah de blah. Delete that. So if I zoom out a tad, let's get rid of let's make that do that, and that. So there you are. So what it's going to do now is it's going to say, would you like to run addition? If select is equal to 1, then it's going to run through blah de blah. But I then want to do console.clear there, and if I just test now, please select function 1 addition 2020. Amazing, done. So I've gone quite quick, and that's probably the worst type of episode I could have done. So first thing, as you open the program, it's going to ask you to select a function. It's going to then sleep for 4 seconds using threading.thread.sleep as we did in the first or second episode. Then going to clear the screen completely and put in this, so it's say 1 addition. It's then going to ask you for your input, and it's going to assign whatever you say to select or cell. It's then going to clear the screen, and it's going to ask it if it's a number. If it is a number, it's then going to ask if the number is equal to 1. If so, it's then going to run your addition tool. There. But if it is not equal to a number, it's going to say invalid selection. What I'm then going to do in here, put an else. No, I don't want to do else if. Is that right? So end if. Okay. Else console.write line okay, so now what I'll do is if I select the function 5, it's going to say an unknown selection. I'm then going to make it actually read line. And what I'll basically do now is it's going to say that it doesn't know what you're trying to achieve, because yeah, that's what we're looking to do. Right, before we do wrap this episode up, I'm kind of going to get it set for the next episode, because the next episode will be quite a short one again. I don't really want to do anything more than 20-30 minutes. You get bored. I know I would, so you almost definitely will. For this, can't do that, so let's do this. Oh. Yeah. We'll do 5, so we'll say so addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and times squaring. Probably not spelled at all right. I know squaring definitely isn't, because it looks absolutely stupid. So, at the moment, all it's asking if it is a number, and then if it is a number, if it's 1. What we basically now need to do under here is run an else if. And I want it to be else if select equals 2, then end if. I think that's right. And we're going to copy and paste that until it reaches 5. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that's what it's going to do then. So what it'll do is when you select number 2, it'll execute anything in there, else it'll select anything in there, in there, in there, and so on. That pretty much sums it up. I know it's not been doing a lot, it's basically been me talking and telling you how to rejig your code around, but it was quite useful.